Hey everyone, it's Anthony Allen Ramos. All right, so have you seen The Courtship yet? Well, it's basically a new romance show where we're transported to a Regency-style England where a group of suitors are trying to win the heart of one lovely lady. Kind of think Bridgerton meets The Bachelorette. I don't know, but it's a really fun series on USA. And earlier this season, suitor Christian, aka Mr. Combs, came out as sexually fluid to the lovely lady, and I'm super excited to be chatting with him right now. Christian, how are you?
I am doing great. It's nice to meet you, Anthony. Thanks for having me. I am currently in Miami, so I'm really happy to take this call on the East Coast.
Yeah, well, definitely a different backdrop than the English countryside and palace that we're used to seeing you in. But it's been a couple weeks since that episode aired where, you spoke with Miss Remy and were very open with her about being sexually fluid. How are you feeling now that, the episode is aired and, a lot of people have been sending some really nice messages to you?
Yeah, I feel good. I feel really free. I feel really comfortable in my skin. And I honestly feel really hopeful because I wasn't expecting pretty much America to receive everything the way they did. And I've just gotten so much loads of just constant support and love. And it really just makes me hopeful for the future, especially growing up where I did. I never would have imagined that we would have progressed to this point in society. So it feels really good.
I'm so happy to hear that. And speaking of, support, Miss Remy's reaction was very warm, very welcoming. As of the moment, you're still in the run, for the show to win her heart. What was it like to, see her respond so well to you?
Yeah, it was really refreshing. And I think they might have edited it out, but I just kind of looked at her, I was like, this is hot. The fact that you're able to understand my point of view when maybe this isn't, so what you're used to or so normal for you. It just felt great because she could have taken it completely differently, and she could have had this big gasp moment where it's she goes into this big shock or something. But the fact that she treated it like it was just everyday sort of normal, it made me feel like, okay, wow, you just blew my mind, and now I'm going to try even harder in this whole process with you because now I'm even more attracted.
No, and that's what it's all about. I think, obviously, it should be normal and no one should have it, but it's obviously, I think it's so important that we see this kind of stuff on shows like this. I think you totally could have gone through this whole experience and not revealed that part of yourself, but you thought it was important that you do. Tell me a little bit about why you did want to share that side of you.
Yeah, I think it's really important that whenever, every day, whether there's a camera or not, that I am the best version of myself, which means staying true to myself, which means being the most authentic version. And I wouldn't feel good doing that show and not bearing it all out there, because I would feel like I'm hiding, or I'd feel like, shameful of other parts of me that I should just be owning. There's nothing weird or strange about liking more than one gender, or just being attracted and open in general to just humans.
And I think what was really well done is the show, they didn't promote it, they didn't, make it sensational. It was, no one knew until, the episode aired. What do you think that says about, just where we're trying to kind of go with creating a more inclusive space for these types of shows?
Well, I definitely think it means that, it's okay to be you, and it's okay that if you love whoever you choose to love, and it's at the end of the day, we shouldn't be overcomplicating it. Mm-hmm. And it's really funny because, I feel like at the beginning of the show, if you look back, nobody would have ever guessed this. And it just goes to show that you can't judge a book by its cover, because, a lot of people might have thought, oh, he's the goofy clown, funny guy, doesn't take anything too serious. But it's because, I've accepted all the parts of me that I am able to be that person, that I'm not uptight, that I'm not walking around with walls up, because, I'm happy with who I am. And hopefully, everybody that's watching is happy with who they are as well.
I think that's so interesting because I've had so many conversations with people, and I think, within the LGBTQ community, I have found that when people truly are just very comfortable with themselves and accept themselves, then they really become like the best version of themselves, whether it's artistically, professionally. Do you find that was, is that an accurate statement for you?
Oh yeah, completely. And let me tell you, like, I have done a lot of work to even get to this point in my life. I think, growing up in a very, I guess you could say conservative, culty, sort of like, I grew up in church, but it was like very radical.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course they would never accept, at least where I'm from, like, a man loving another man or a woman loving another woman. And for me to break outside of those barriers, it was tough, but it's kind of added all the character and layers that I have to me because I went through so much of that hardship.
No, and thank you for sharing that. Do you, thinking back on your journey with acceptance and growing up, when did you realize, maybe I am sexually fluid, maybe this is, what I'm feeling? Do you have were you younger? Was it something you came into, when you were an adult?
Yeah, I think, I kind of had a different perception of the world ever since I was a kid. I think I was just naturally curious. And I never let that die. I never put that away. I kind of always held on to it. And, the older I got, the more I started to realize, wait, hold up. This narrative that I've been told really isn't making sense anymore. And the more I started to question, the more I started to find answers within myself. So as young as I can remember, I was just attracted to humans, guys, girls. It doesn't matter. And I've only gotten more open-minded as time has gone by.
Well, that's wonderful to hear. And I hope that people that are watching this show, are as open-minded. And, it's so important that we see this kind of stuff on these shows. Thinking back on the competition, home stretch, couple episodes left. Final four. I love that Miss Remy's mom is a big fan of yours.
I'm a big fan of Mom. I think she was just so sweet. And honestly, every time that we got together on the show, it was just a hoot. So I think, if I can impress the mom, what else do I really have to do?
Right? And I like at that moment, I was like, he's moving into the lead. I know you won't spoil how it's going to all end, but what can you tell us about the way, your experience, I guess, heading into the finale at least, you're definitely in the top four, which is very impressive.
Mm-hmm. This whole entire show was just one big experience that I learned so much from, and I definitely grew spiritually. I learned a lot about myself, and I learned a lot about the world around me. So whether I end up with Miss Remy or not, I gotta say everything happened the way it should, and I'm so stoked to be able to continue the rest of my life with this in my back pocket.
Well, that is so awesome. Well, congrats to you, and thanks for sharing. We're really happy that you were able to share that experience. I think it's going to be really beneficial for a lot of people. And you can catch the Courtship. The next episode will be May 18th on USA. It is a lot of fun, everyone. It's definitely something I've never seen before, and I'm enjoying every minute of it. So.
Well, thank you so much, Anthony, and I hope you enjoy watching me wearing those itchy pants that give me a wedgie.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.